really, this is going to be the first, not even just the first expo, but the first like start of the year with Bob Chapek going solo
Right.
as CEO. Now that as you, I'm going to quote you, Big Daddy Iger isn't there anymore.
Right.
So it's like I would really like to give him a chance and really see what he can do as CEO just himself.
Right. Yeah, no, me too. Me too. And this is Chapek's time to he's not going to win over everybody. There's going to be people in the fandom that will hate him. He could lower the Magic Key prices down to $1 a year, and there's people will still hate him. There's some people that will never be on board, but Expo is an opportunity to at least win some people over. Get on stage, just be yourself. Try to be personable and get out there, make the audience laugh and win some people over. This is his opportunity to do that. The last thing he should do, if Chapek, if you're watching, if your team is watching, the worst thing you could do is to hide from the fans at the expo. You have to make an appearance and you have to go out there and try to win people over. You can't just go into hiding, and
Because then people will know they have the better of him.
Yeah.
He's cowardly. He's, what kind of CEO hides from the fan? Yeah. It does make me wonder, non-discreetly, that during the Parks presentation, if Chapek and DeMauro come out together.
Oh, because then it would be harder to boo, because then you'd be booing DeMauro. That's smart. Yeah. That's smart. They might or maybe even not. It could be DeMauro because he's a really loved guy amongst the fans, but which I won't even get into that. I think that's a little bit overdone, but I'm not going to get into that in this video.
Absolutely.
But
and we're kind of going a little bit off the topic, but the one last comment I have to say to that is every time when it comes to the Parks, it's always Chapek's name that gets brought up.
Right.
And no discretion to Josh. Great guy, friendly guy, people person, awesome. But he is running the Parks division. So
I know
some of that has to come onto him as well.
Well, I just think it's kind of hypocritical. And again, we're digressing, but why not? It's a casual show, so why not? I look, when Bob Chapek was head of the Parks, and if something bad decisions were made, Bob Chapek got the blame. It wasn't Bob Iger who was CEO; it was Chapek. He ran the Parks. He got the blame. Suddenly now, though, it's like, okay, so now Chapek is the CEO, and DeMauro's the head of the Park. So you would think that Chapek would be not to blame, just like Iger wasn't to blame, right? And it would be DeMauro getting all the heat and the criticism, but it's not. They're still blaming Chapek. So that's why it's hard for me to take a lot of the fan stuff seriously, because it's like they're not consistent at all.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, like, in a fan base sense, that it's not really about the announcements or the disappointment. It's because that DeMauro is more of a people person, like he'll get down on your level. So it's like they're taking that mentality and saying, mentality and saying that, oh, well, Josh is despite of what's going on, he's still, walking the parks. He's still, taking pictures with selfies with fans, and he's greeting people where Chapek doesn't, so let's blame him because he's the sourpuss, so to speak.
Yeah, I know. A lot of this is personality, and some people might not even realize it that they're doing it, but it is. If DeMauro was the CEO making the same decisions that Chapek's making, I think he would get a lot less heat because he's more likable. He's charismatic. He's good looking. He's got the great smile, the whole thing. Chapek isn't exactly a looker, and they don't like his personality, so he gets more heat directed at him. But but at the end of the day, though, I think we both agree, Chapek has to make an appearance. He has to try to win over fans at this expo, and I think he will. I think he will definitely try his best. He's never going to be Bob Iger. He's not going to be charismatic like Bob, but I do think he will try his best to come out there and try to win some of the fandom over, and it would be the smartest move for him to do.